Madam Reporter here, you asked, I listened. What is it that you asked? I've been asked, how do you interrupt during proceedings when counsel are talking over one another or talking too fast? So, are you ready for it? Get ready, it's big, and you better have a pen and pencil to take notes. So when I'm in a deposition, especially over Zoom, but when I'm in a deposition and counsel are talking over one another and it's just very, very frustrating, I'll let them go for a minute or two as long as I'm still getting it on the record. The minute that the record is sacrificed, I will stop them. And here's what I say. Get your pen out. Gentlemen, or if it's a woman and a man or two women, counsel. That's it. So it's pretty simple, at least it is for me. And part of that is probably the way I carry myself, I present myself in the room, and the way I talk with the attorneys. Because at all times, I maintain a certain tone. I'm always the calm in the room. At no point do I get excited or yell or anxious. I always stay calm. Listen, I may not feel that way inside, but I definitely portray it on the outside so that I can control my environment. It's pretty simple. Now, there are some one-off occasions where you have to be a little more assertive. So let me give you a couple of examples of those. So first, try the simplistic way. Gentlemen, counsel, try that first. I think it will work for you and you'll be very surprised. But when it doesn't work and they continue to just be unruly or continue to talk over one another, it's time to take it to level 2. You don't ever want to get to a level 8. Just let's stay down here, level 1, level 2. All right. A level 2 is when you are a little more assertive and you explain that, counsel, you are speaking very quick and I'm very good at what I do, but you're rounding the bases on me right now. That's one way to do it. Or here's another example. Again, remember, calm tone, calm demeanor, be the control in the room, okay? You can say to them, counsel, when two people talk, nobody talks on the record. So I need you to make sure it's question, answer, question, answer. Thank you. And that's it. You don't need to further explain. You don't need to go into any drama over it. Just make it succinct and move on. Those are my tips. Try it out. Let me know how it works for you. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Send me a comment, message me. I'm here. This is what I'm here for. This is my passion project, you guys. So let's work together, all right? Elevate the record, elevate the profession. Madam Reporter here. Ciao for now. Okay, well, I'm glad you joined me here on my YouTube channel because I'm going to give you a little more information. All right. I can only do 2.5 minutes or Instagram bans me from the algorithm or however it's all decided on that stuff. So, and obviously we're quite a niche profession, so it's not like we'll ever hit the millions with a tip on court reporting. I'm aware. So I'm glad you joined me here. So let's talk a little bit more, or let me talk with you a little more about interrupting. And one thing I want to talk to you about is being honest with yourself. Okay, it's important to be honest with yourself because if you are finding that every single job that you go into, that they're talking too fast, I'm going to tell you something. And please understand this comes from a place of love and respect for the profession, respect for you as a court reporter. But if you're going into a lot of jobs and everybody's talking too fast, the problem isn't them talking too fast. The problem is that you need to get your speed up. I know that's not what you want to hear, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the reality is if you are struggling on a regular basis, you really, really have to work on your speed. You have to work on your speed. You have to work on your accuracy. You have to work on yourself and your skills. It is a constant learning in this profession. I learn something every single day. Not one day goes by where I don't learn something. Not one day goes by that I don't put something in my dictionary or adjust my dictionary a little bit, all right? And I don't have a lot of words in my dictionary. I'm going to be honest with you. In my stenographic dictionary, my main dictionary, I am not even more than 80,000 words. That is it. And why is that? That's because I have created a prefix, root word, and suffix dictionary so things attach properly. All right, so I don't have to have every word in the English dictionary in there for it to translate, because as long as I write my prefix, my root word, and my suffix, it all comes together. All right, and that's why my real time is so accurate. Okay, so I know some of you out there are probably thinking to yourself, she might be talking to me. That's okay. It's okay. What you want to know is you want to know what level of work you're ready for right now. If you're not ready to take on a 250 plus words per minute patent deposition where everybody's bickering at each other all day, don't take the job. Don't take the job, because you're only going to upset yourself and stress yourself out. And not only that, you're making the attorneys think that a stenographer can't handle it. So just be aware, check your skills constantly, work on your skills constantly. How do we work on our skills? Well, one way to do it is there are programs out there. There's Learn to Real Time. That's a way that you can work on not only your skills for speed, but your real time, because it all goes together, and gets mixed up in this machine, and then it comes out, and when all of these things are working in unison, you're just a better reporter. So think about programs like that. I think there's like Real Time Coach out there. There's EV360. There are programs out there that you can do, not to mention your conventions, your local associations. They all have programs for you to help build up your speed and build up your confidence, build up your dictionaries, learn how to write cleaner, write faster. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. Anyway, here's another tip though. Let's just say that you're in a deposition, and I have had a few of these. I'm going to say they're very, very rare. I can probably count on one hand in my almost 29 years of being in this profession where I've had really unruly customers. And when that has happened, I have been able to keep up with them. And when we go off the record, and I'll ask to go off the record sometimes, not when a question's pending, because if a question is pending, you never ever, as the reporter, ask to go off the record. It's just something we don't do. You wait for a lull, or you wait when it's almost a break, and then you ask to go off the record. Now, if you're struggling and it's them, not you, and there's a question pending, get the answer, and then immediately request to go off the record. And then very calmly, remember, we're at level 1, level 2. We're never at a level 8, okay? Level 1, level 2. Have that conversation with counsel. And if you feel like you need to just get up and step away for a moment, and you can explain to them, counsel, I am really struggling, and I don't know what to do. I've tried to explain to you that you're talking over one another, and it's affecting the record. The record is not going to be clean. So I want to give you a clean record. So please work with me to slow it down. Let's make sure it's question, answer, and it'll just work better for everybody. So hopefully you haven't had too many of these situations, but I know that in this day and age, our attorneys, especially our young attorneys coming up, who are of this sort of, I don't know if it's not millennials, but whatever the generation is, they have lived in these soundbite environments. And I don't think that they're as aware of the court reporter, the stenographer. We need to get back to really talking to our young attorneys about protecting the record. It's very important, because I can assure you of this, that while digitals are being pushed because they have no choice, court reporting agencies out there, especially the larger ones, have to provide a service for their clients. And guess what? They're going to provide that service, and they're figuring out ways to do it if the stenographer isn't available. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. There's more litigation going on than there are stenographers to go around. So we have to be at the top of our game. We have to be the absolute best reporters we can be, so that we are still an important person in the room, the most important person in the room. We want to protect the record, because digitals, they're not going to get it. Let me explain why I say that. Because even if the digital gets the recording, they're not trained listeners. They're not trained to go through school and to learn how to clearly listen and clearly make sure that they've got every single word enunciated. I'll tell you, there are a number of transcripts that I have seen that were just simply digital, and it's a mess. It's a mess. So we've got to be the best of the best of the best. And if that means checking your skills, bettering your skills, elevate the record, elevate the profession, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we want to do. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. Sorry about that. More on that in the future. But yeah, so this is our little YouTube environment where I'll share more, and hopefully someday, I've heard that I can go live on here, but I don't know. Maybe we'll figure that out in the near future. Madam Reporter here. This is the extension of tip number 2. Ciao for now. See you next time.